Thank you for remaining for this report. As a school board, our first and foremost priority, of course, is the well-being of our students. Education is not a line item on the school board's agenda. It's the only item. We are guardians of the public trust, and through the policies we make, are ultimately responsible for the success or failure of Jackson Public Schools. The board serves as the advocate for educational excellence for the community's youth. This responsibility often entails difficult choices, self-sacrifice, and exposure to public criticism. The Jackson Public School District recent rating by the Mississippi Department of Education is a regression for the district. After much deliberation and discussion, Dr. Gray today indicated his intent to resign as superintendent. His last day of employment is yet to be determined. The superintendent will continue to serve until the time he and the board can mutually agree on a final day of employment. The details surrounding his compensation for early departure have not been finalized. The board will meet on Tuesday to finalize the details with Dr. Gray and to discuss the next steps toward naming an interim until a search can begin for a new superintendent for Jackson Public Schools. Thank you very much. Make a motion. Motion for adjournment.
So second.
And second of adjournment. Those in favor? Thank you. Okay, so I'll entertain a few questions.
What are your thoughts about him tendering his resignation?
Well, you know, there's never a good time to lose anyone when you're trying to have an improved system. So like anyone, you know, it is not something that we wanted to happen. So we have to consider, you know, that as well as both sides of our issues.
Did he indicate reasons besides the new grade for why he was resigning or why he intends to resign?
No, his intent is to resign, so we, you know, you have to know that based upon the scores that we've gotten recently as well as perhaps the cap. I'm not going to speculate because his intent is to resign, and I don't have the actual resignation letter. But these kinds of issues, of course, I would suspect might have played into his intent.
That wasn't discussed in the meeting?
His intent, no.
What exactly did he say to you? Or what exactly did he say during the board meeting?
The board meeting was a discussion of the board members.
How do you move forward? What's the plan to move forward?
Well, clearly that's one thing that we absolutely have to do. So we will pull together the team, the leadership team, and develop a strategy how to move forward, because you know that our basic focus really is on the academic achievements of our children. And so we have to figure out a way to do that. We'll start as soon as possible. We'll name an interim to take the helm, and then we will continue with a search committee so that we can find a permanent superintendent for Jackson Public Schools.
Do you expect to name an interim as he continues to deliberate his resignation?
We're still working out the details of that. So we want, in the meeting on Tuesday, we'll have a better sense, and of course this has happened, so we'll have to kind of strategically work through that to reach the decisions that we need for to have an interim, and then for his departure as well.
How much time is left on this contract?
Excuse me?
How much time is left on this contract?
I think they have about 30 months, through 19.
Okay.
The amount of time that he
And
has.
his compensation is around $200,000?
We're not discussing details of his compensation because it hasn't been worked out.
No, his current
His
salary.
current salary, yes, it is. It's around 200,000, yes.
What do you say to the parents and students moving forward?
Thank you for that question. What I say to parents and students moving forward is that I want everybody to understand that there are often times when unexpected occurrences happen, not only in our school systems, but throughout our the business world as well. But with dedicated teachers, with leadership teams and our students, we want everybody to know that education is the utmost important thing that we're looking at, and that we want students to continue doing the very best that they can. We want parents to encourage their children to also do the best that they can, and we want parents to participate in a way like they've never participated before. Whenever there's a time when things unexpectedly happen, you got to wrap your arms around the system. And so we're asking parents to step up, children, and all of us really, to step up so that we can continue making sure that we do the very best for our children at Jackson Public Schools.
Ms. Burke.
1 minute.
You
Ms.
said
Burke.
unexpectedly, so there was no indication that he was going to resign? You guys didn't think that once these ratings came out whatsoever?
Well, now listen, let's on the ratings, just know that if you look across the state and you see the number of schools that received much lower grades, we already said as we were going through the town hall meetings, we said that we expected there to be a downgrade because we didn't expect that. We were hoping that we'd do better, but we, as other schools, expected a downgrade because of the changing in the test that kids have done. Last year was the first time that children had to take the test completely on computers as opposed to paper and pencil. And while kids really know how to use iPhones, sometimes they don't know how to drag content from one place to the other on a computer. And then together with the timed process adds to that anxiety. So yeah, there were some trepidations about that, I'm sure, among the kids, and consequent some downgrading as well, in addition to all the different changes in our test.
What about the accreditation as well as the grade? Did it all play a factor in all this?
The accreditation,
Yes.
sorry.
You
Did
mean,
all that play a
you mean the
factor?
audit?
Yes, the audit.
Oh, the audit.
The audit along with the
Well, the audit doesn't help. I mean, the audit corrective action plan that we submitted, have already submitted. We think that will be that we'll be able to correct all of those. Even before we submitted the corrective action plan, we had corrected 19 of the 32. But all of those things complicate matters when you're looking at academic achievement, when you're looking at trying to move the school forward.
What are you looking for going forward as superintendent? You've averaged a superintendent about 3 to 4 years here in Jackson, and you keep rotating. What are you looking for long term in the next superintendent?
Well, you know, I think that any organization, when it looks for a CEO, looks for someone who has the vision to guide and direct a large system. And I'm sure that, you know, we want someone with those kinds of characteristics. Also someone who is able to work with diverse groups, both in terms of the private sector, the community, as well as our school body. So those are just natural traits that you'd want for anyone, a strong leader, you know, someone that is able to negotiate a number of different scenarios as is required. So typical things that you want in any leader is what we'll continue to look for.
Now, we,
Quickly
Thank you,
going
Ms.
back
Bird.
to,
Thank you.
quickly going back to the MDE audit, just in terms of the probationary status, have they given you any indication when they will review your corrective action plan, and if, in fact, the probationary status will be lifted?
Well, the plan is that we have submitted the plan a few days ago, a week or so ago, and we're waiting for their response. And that's as much as I know at this moment. They usually, when an item is corrected, then that's taken off, and then you're able to, you know, look at the other ones. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.